What's good, YouTube? This is your boy Prince Maverick. My God, this is so embarrassing to talk about. We back at it again on the YouTube machine, and unfortunately, we got to have a heart-to-heart with AEW. Usually, we like to come up here, shoot the breeze, have a little fun with them, and we still will. But all in all, y'all, it's a time to buckle down and get serious. This is inexcusable. I feel like all year long, we've all been expressing the exact same sentiments about how AEW's viewership is killing them. It's killing the company. And how low that the viewership is getting is doing them no favors. I feel like all year long, we've been saying that Dynamite has hit a brand new low. Have y'all, just take a minute. Have y'all been thinking about that? Every single month, it's almost like at least every other month this year, we've been saying that exact same thing, haven't we? Dynamite has hit a new low. Collision has hit a new low. Y'all, this is inexcusable for AEW. They're in trouble. They are in hot water, bro. And I mean this. I'm not saying this to be, a hater or anything of the nature like the sickos want to believe. I'm addressing my actual concern here, okay? Dummies, all right? Not the fans of the channel, but for the sickos. Dummies, please hear me out. For once, take Tony Khan's dick out of your mouth, and for once, just actually hear what I'm trying to say instead of just trying to write it off as more rage bait or us. Just take a minute. Have y'all been thinking about that? Every single month, it's almost like at least every other month this year, we've been saying that exact same thing, haven't we? Dynamite has hit a new low. Collision has hit a new low. Y'all, this is inexcusable for AEW. They're in trouble. They are in hot water, bro. And I mean this. I'm not saying this to be, a hater or anything of the nature like the sickos want to believe. I'm addressing my actual concern here, okay? Dummies, all right? Not the fans of the channel, but for the sickos. Dummies, please hear me out. For once, take Tony Khan's dick out of your mouth, and for once, just actually hear what I'm trying to say instead of just trying to write it off as more rage bait or us complaining. No, motherfucker, we're going to complain about this until something is fixed, because this is inexcusable. NXT drew 572,000 views. They dropped from the week prior when they were in the 6,000 viewer range. NXT dropped to 572,000 total viewers, 0.10 in the ratings, 18 to 49 demographic, versus AEW. As for AEW, got y'all a whopping 465,000 viewers. No distractions, no MLB baseball, no swimming, none of that shit was on. Football, and guess what they scored? A 0.09 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. The same demo that they used to cry about and rub in everybody's faces. Remember that? Y'all remember those days? I do. Remember Chris Jericho on the social media machine? I do. Yeah, it's not looking so good so far. And as the interweb machine tells us, this was the lowest viewership in the regular time slot for Dynamite and marked a substantial decrease from the prior week's show. That's straight from Google, man. You don't believe me? Let's throw it over to our guy, Raj Geary. He'll break it down even better for you on the screen. I don't know what else to tell y'all. I don't know how else to convince you that this company is in the shitter. This company is in trouble. Sickos, you want to try to bring up Raw and SmackDown? Okay, don't worry. I'll do it for you before you even get a chance to mention, nobody talks about WWE. Everybody want to talk about AEW. My precious AEW. Before you even get there, Raw and SmackDown viewership, both down. SmackDown, 1 million viewers, down from the 2.1 million viewers they were doing consistently just last year, bro. Don't worry about talking about WWE. I'll give you a head start. Monday Night Raw, over 300,000 viewers. Gone. Just like that. Since the Netflix era started. Gone. Don't you tell me Seth Rollins is doing it for you. He's the world champ over there. No. That's like the equivalent of you telling me you enjoyed anything in WWE in 2019, the company's worst year ever, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. Nah, you're not enjoying the Vision storyline. It's the same thing every week. But if we focus our attention back on AEW, this is inexcusable. I'm not going to yell at them. I'm not going to scream at them. I just have questions. They were not preempted by any means, y'all. Notice that the last few times that they scored that low, they were never preempted. This time, they were not. No football, no baseball, no basketball, nothing in their way. Where the fuck is the excuses? You lost to a developmental company. This is a developmental company who still lost viewership the week prior and still won. They still pulled out a W over Tony Khan. How the fuck do you let that happen, bro? How? I'll tell you how. Let's briefly go over the show. And let me give you a pure example why AEW is creatively bankrupt. Let's start here. Kenny Omega was on the show. He was in a promo segment. And guess who showed up? Andrade, El Idiot. That's right. You know, I actually had to go out, you know, and buy me some flip-flops, man, you know. Because, you know, it's an anniversary show. Y'all relax. You know, I like to relax and cool off, you know. You know, so I figured I'd get a nice little breeze in my feet. You know, I went to go get me some flip-flops after I saw this man. Because he's a flip-flopper. That's all he is a flip-flopper, bro. Celebrating my boy Andrade flip-flopping from WWE to AEW to WWE back to AEW. I promise you, in 3 years, he'll be back when that sweet Saudi money comes in. He'll be running back in 3 years. Trust me, you know it's true. Andrade himself is awesome, but why are we focusing on a storyline between him and Kenny Omega, or focusing on building any sort of tension, or having a match with him and Kenny Omega at Wrestle Dream, I believe I'm hearing? Why is that happening when not even a month ago, Kyle Fletcher took Kenny Omega out via a stretcher, and that's supposed to be the story that we're continuing? Why don't we continue stories in AEW? Why? This has been a pet peeve, and this is why I actually stopped watching for quite a while, bro. Because they never finished stories. He keeps leaving gaps in them, and it's frustrating. Kyle and Kenny were on the same show, mind you, and they never interacted, not even once. But he can have them interact with Andrade. They didn't even interact at once. Kyle is the one that took Kenny Omega out. They were both on the show. Hello, Tony Khan, wake up. Both of your main stars are on the show. It feels like in order to finish the story, sometimes I gotta take Tony by the hand. You know what I'm saying? And like write the rest of the story for him. It's like taking a toddler by the hand and you trying to help him cross the street, and you telling them, hey, look, make sure you look both ways. All right. If you don't, you might get your ass hit. And then there goes big head Tony Khan. You holding his hand, right? He listens. He understands for a little bit, you know, but since he's a crack baby, y'all, you got to remember, we got to use certain words for him to actually finish the story. All right. We got to keep him calm. We don't want to upset the crack baby. All right. But then the minute you try to give him advice, he runs off halfway, crossing the street on his own. He doesn't want to hear it. And then boom, he runs into a damn car. It's a train wreck, a car wreck in this case. The show is a bad accident. It's a car wreck, man, of a show, of an anniversary. Why are we conjuring stories? Just finish Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher. It's just that simple, bro. Why do we always have to stir away? Why? Before your shows continue to be what they are now, a train wreck, how about we get this train on its tracks? And that's just one aspect of it. Second aspect is, Andrade himself being back. He was thrown in the Don Callis family. But don't you worry, though. Don't you worry. He'll be right there with your boy Prince, and Rocky Romero and, all the other side characters in the Don Callis family, like I said, including me, we just in the catering. We'll be in catering, eating cake too, waiting on Andrade to come meet us, man. I'm not even done with the show. Samoa Joe and Hangman are fighting now over what? We have to have a serious conversation, y'all. Why are we just throwing stories together out of nowhere? We're fighting over who shoved who the hardest? Is that what we're doing? Is that what's going to get us the ratings? Is that what's going to get people to tune in week by week to increase these ratings? Who shoved who the hardest? Oh, I'm mad at you because you gave me my title, but you shoved it at me. Hangman. So now I want a match. Oh, he hit me so hard, so I want a title match. Well, cry me a river. You got to be kidding me, bro. This is childish. This is third grade booking. They're fighting over who has the least momentum for 2025. Let me put it like that. Because that's exactly what's going on. Samoa Joe has been stuck in a tag team with the Ops all year long. And so you're going to try to convince me. You're going to try to make me believe all of a sudden he's a contender for the world title. Now, I love Samoa Joe. And if it was anybody that actually go up against Hangman, it'll be him. Don't get it twisted. That's a banger match. And that's actually a match that I would love to see. But not under these conditions, dog. There's no build up to it. It's terribly booked. And finally, a match I actually liked. Kyle Fletcher, only because he himself was involved. The young GOAT. With the TNT title, taking on somebody I dislike extremely. Orange Juice Cassidy. And yeah, trying to find any sort of positive on this show. Because trying to find any positive on this show, I promise you, y'all, it's like I'm walking through quicksand. It feels like I'm walking in cement. It feels like I'm in a period of The Walking Dead or something, Or like I'm in a full episode of The Walking Dead. It feels like that because I'm half asleep scrolling through the algorithm trying to find a good clip online. And then when I'm trying to watch it on TV, I'm still trying to keep myself awoke. It's not happening. It's not working. I can't take Orange Juice Cassidy serious. I'm sorry, AEW. All these years they tried to shove them down our throats. I remember a time where they would literally book Orange Cassidy at the top of every show. Don't y'all remember that? Remember those days, y'all? Remember that? Because I do. And man, were they cringe. Killed the ratings, bro. Ratings killer, this dude was. And finally, it ends with all of us. Me, you, everybody in the comment section, everybody on everybody else's channel. It ends with all of us, one big happy family, joining the Don Callis family, and yay! Look who shows up, y'all! It's bootleg hologram. The evil one, right? Oh, you're not entertained. You're not excited. What do you mean you weren't entertained by the Dick Riders versus the Ops? And Hangman Page in a 6-man tag match? What are you talking about? You're not in. But damn, what? What are y'all not entertained by? Come on, y'all didn't have fun with Evil Hologram. I had some fun, right? And there you have it, 6-year anniversary. Blow me, blow me, blow me. This was not good, and now you all see why the ratings had dropped. It's time to tell Tony Khan that we have to do something different.